The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Y'all ready for this?
Booyah! We are back. It is Wednesday, September 26th, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That means it's time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And as you can see, we have guests in the studio. It's not a figment of your imagination. And as always, we'd like to pay homage to the honcho himself, John Stiles, also on head engineer and owner of this great studio.
Good job, John.
John, as always, thank you very much, and for keeping the doors open once again. Yeah. Thank you very much.
He said that like it was a struggle.
So before we get into it and introduce you to the very lovely ladies here from 411 Mamas, it's time to let everybody know that the bet is officially settled.
Not settled yet, but
well,
it's won. How about that?
Let's put it this way. It is won.
That's right.
For those of you who are not familiar with this, but most of you are by now, the bet was between Jeff and I that the Detroit Tigers would either lose 100 games or more or 100 games or less.
That's right.
And believe it or not, Jeff here from Detroit was betting that they would actually lose 100 or more.
I did bet that.
I am not a Tiger hater. You know, I just felt that they were not going to lose 100 games, and it just came to fruition this past week when they won number 63. So it is official; they will lose no more than 99 games. In fact, they won today, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they're actually down 4-1 today. I think they had a double dip today, though.
They won yesterday.
Yep.
That was game number 64, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. And of course, the stakes.
64 and 93 right now.
These stakes. Golden Steer Restaurant.
That's right.
That's right.
Steaks.
Literally, these steaks were Golden Steer. All right. Clearly, he was the only one to get it. So, at any rate, we're going to go down
be a good
there,
time.
chow out, and thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Hey, there's no loser.
No,
because it's one of the best steakhouses in town.
Absolutely,
without a doubt. And we get to hang out.
We get to hang out
and have some drinks
and get a great meal and.
Get an Uber. Hopefully.
It'll definitely be an Uber night. I can assure you of that.
Yeah.
But at any rate, again, welcome folks to the show. We really appreciate it as always. And to my immediate right, we have two very charming ladies from 411 Mamas, Stephanie, and Nicole.
Yes.
And thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Yeah, and you have an event coming up this Saturday at the Las Vegas Eye Center.
That is correct.
And this is the Skate for a Cure.
That is correct.
Right. So first of all, before we get into this Saturday's event, I want you to tell us a bit about 411 Mamas.
Sure. So my name's Nicole Iniguez, and I am the founder of 411 Mamas, and it was founded in 2011 initially as a YouTube channel for moms. So a community network online for moms to share all types of videos, video content, tips for moms, new moms, moms to be, things like that. And through the years, we've had events in New York, New Jersey, in the New York, New Jersey area on the East Coast. And since I've relocated here, I've partnered up with Stephanie, and we've been hosting at least 2 to 3 events a month here in Las Vegas. And a lot of the events right now have been primarily influencer based, so we work with a lot of influencer moms in town, whether they have a blog, have a YouTube, have a big following on Instagram, and we work with local businesses and brands to promote these brands on all social platforms of the influencer moms.
That's cool.
So with that, we kind of wanted to expand 411 Mamas to the community of Las Vegas specifically, since we're located here. And we've been working with a lot of different nonprofit organizations, which Stephanie can tell you a lot about. But it's been great to be able to bring awareness to a lot of these nonprofit organizations through our influence in the community and also nationally. So we've been very privileged enough to work with many different brands and organizations, businesses that have contributed tremendously, especially for this Skate for a Cure event. A lot of local businesses here in Vegas have donated very generously some amazing raffle prizes, which
wow.
we're excited to talk about
Oh my
as
gosh,
well.
it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's really unbelievable what the community can do when they work together. So
beautiful.
we've been very excited to be kind of like that
Well,
connection in the
Conduit,
community.
yeah.
Yep.
oh, that's excellent, and glad to see you're getting support. And I think that for a lot of people, they think in terms of support, it might be writing a check or dollars and cents. Actually, it can be sweat equity, but in your case, it could
Yes,
also be
absolutely.
gifts to raffle off.
Yes.
So I'm glad to hear that the people of Las Vegas have come through.
Oh, in a big way.
Excellent. So Stephanie, tell us a bit about it's a nonprofit organization.
Yeah, so it's a
Okay.
nonprofit organization. It's Alagille Syndrome Alliance. So the reason why I got affiliated with the cause is my daughter actually was born here and was born with that genetic rare syndrome. And so it affects the liver along with multiple organs. And right now there's no cure. So for me as a parent, you kind of go out into the community, you advocate, and you create awareness around not only the cause, but then also the more you talk about it and the more you bring awareness, then you get researchers, pharmaceutical companies. The list goes on, but I feel like in order to get to a place where we can find better treatments for our children, you kind of have to talk about it, even if it's a tough subject. So
Right.
that's kind of how I got tied in with the organization, and with that passion, I also serve on the board as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Doing this philanthropy work.
All
So
right. Well, we're going to ask you this, throughout the show, but I'm sure that you're on social media.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
100%.
probably. Okay.
He's the only one that's
I
not.
know
So.
Well, we need
nuance,
to get
so,
you on
yeah.
board.
yeah.
I think I should just be asking people. Well, of course you're on social media.
What's your social handle?
Yeah. So, what are your contacts through social media? How can people reach you?
So
Follow you, I guess, is the.
yeah, so for 411 Mamas, we're at 411 Mamas, so you can follow
Okay,
us on.
very easy.
Mamas, MOMMA.
Yes.
Nice, right?
So
And
that,
that's
definitely is
Instagram,
important. Yeah,
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Twitter.
YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
MySpace. I'm only kidding.
Oh, I was like,
I'm not
That's
that.
where you are now.
Folks, I'm not that far gone.
MySpace.
Listen,
Pull you out of MySpace.
Hold on. You had a MySpace though, right? Is that when you had ended? Or?
I didn't even have MySpace.
Oh,
And,
goodness.
yeah, I know it's a faux pas that it's
oh
like
my goodness.
dead and buried, and I'm not.
Yeah, I
that
still
far
like
gone.
MySpace better. I mean, you could put your own music on there. You could customize your
Yeah.
page. I mean,
True.
come on, it's
Really?
way better.
True.
So that's what
It's
was
way
so-
better than Facebook.
So that's what was happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was amazing.
Completely.
At the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
back in
was
the
something
day.
I might have been interested in, but alas.
Yep.
Once
But
again,
it's-
I've missed out. Facebook is still alive, right?
Oh, for
Yes,
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
Right. So you're on these various social media outlets.
Yes.
Let me ask you, how did you come up with the idea of Skate for the Cure?
So my daughter, I always try to do, when I do fundraising events, especially for this organization, I try to keep my daughter in mind. So I like doing things that she enjoys doing. So whether that be painting, so we do a lot of rock kindness paint events around town. We've done like pottery, painting pottery.
Cool.
So everything that I do annually when they do this campaign, I always think of her. And recently, she's obviously enjoyed skating, especially with the Vegas Golden Knights. So,
Right.
Yes.
so I'm like, you know what? We have contacts with the
Yes.
Las Vegas Ice Center. I said, hey, Nicole, let's reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to do, a charity event. And the GM there, Bob, enjoyed, not enjoyed, but he liked the idea of Skate for the Cure, and he
Right.
gave us a date, gave us a time, and we ran with it and have been promoting it like crazy, and then working with the community, like we said earlier, getting raffle donations. So we are excited. We're excited because a lot of work has gone in
That's
the
really
last
great.
few weeks.
Yeah, well, it is this Saturday, 6 to 8 at the Las Vegas Ice Center, and it is $10 per skater.
Yes.
But that also includes shoe rental, walker if needed, and 1 complimentary raffle ticket. And as you mentioned, you've got a number of gifts you're going to be raffling off throughout the event.
Yeah, the biggest one I would say would have to be the signed.
The signed, so player Riley Smith, so we've got a signed hockey stick with the authentication paperwork.
Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes, so we've got that. So I feel like you can't put a price tag on it. It's,
That's right.
it's kind of like a priceless
So
piece.
Is it silent auction type of
You
scenario?
know what?
or-
We're actually going to do it raffle
Just
style.
raffle, okay.
Yeah, raffle
That's awesome.
style.
Has a chance.
That's
Yeah,
great.
everyone has a
Yeah.
chance. We figured it would be easy in that environment. We do have, I think, another 20 other items that will be up for raffle as well. So everyone will have a chance with if they decide to skate. But you can always come in as a community member, buy raffle tickets, and hang out and just support the event.
Awesome. So do you want to give a shout out to some of the other people that are supporting
for
you?
sure. Oh my
Oh,
God.
here, where's the list? Okay, we got a
Where's
list
our
coming up.
sponsor card?
Yeah.
That's good.
Do we have a copy of it?
Yeah,
so we can look at it. But off the top of my head, Escape Reality has
Okay.
donated a 2 to 6 person complimentary pass to enjoy their escape rooms
To
there.
escape room, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Great.
valued at $192.
Oh, nice.
We also have a $50 Cheesecake Factory gift card. Is
Uh-oh.
that
Yeah, that's,
a local one that?
Yes,
shout out?
yeah, it was the Cheesecake Factory off of in Henderson, Green Valley Parkway
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
location.
I know
Yeah.
exactly
So-
what it is, yeah.
So they
We do have a highlight on our Instagram page where we are like showcasing, kind of like leaking out the little promos of the different raffles that we got going on. So I'm
Right.
kind of gonna look at that as I speak.
Yeah.
So we also have the Buff Bomb Bar.
Yes.
Where are they located?
They are in the South Outlet off of Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay.
So they've generously donated a fall gift box
Big gift box.
of
Nice.
different bath bombs.
Bath box.
Also, we have Chick-fil-A that is on Eastern and
I think it's Ion. Or,
yes, in Henderson. They're donating 2 $60 value gift packs
Yes.
of different gift cards and things like
Like
that.
a bundle.
And paraphernalia from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Zoella Beauty, Splash Botanics, they're giving 2 large boxes of beauty goods for those moms
Yeah,
that
it's
want to
like a-
like
like
pamper
a-
themselves.
yeah, it's like a
yeah,
limited
it's a pretty
edition.
awesome box.
Okay.
We also have
Aquino Law
Aquino
Group.
Law Group donated 4 very generous family game night themed prize packs. Some of them include different various board games. There's even an old school Super Nintendo
Nintendo.
system
Oh,
in
nice.
there.
Beautiful.
Google Home Mini. So also the Orleans is giving 2 family 4-packs of bowling
Bowling,
for
nice.
bowling. That's great for families. Magical Teepees, which is an awesome party planning party planner,
Yeah.
where she comes in and brings these awesome themed teepees for kids to have sleepovers at home.
Oh, that's cool.
So like a
fun.
unicorn theme one, a sail theme one. They're donating one of their party packs as well, valued at $180. Blink and Lash Out is donating a set of classic lash extensions for those moms that want to treat themselves as well.
Nice, okay.
And also something really cool that's coming up for Halloween is Operation Halloween. That's going to be in Tivoli Village.
Yes.
They're donating a family 4-pack to their Not So Scary Halloween experience.
Not
Nice.
so scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not so scary. And
Oh,
Is there
and then
any
we
scary ones happening? By the way? I know that Fright Dome
Yeah.
closed
Probably
down,
are.
so we need to get a scary one.
Neither.
Go ahead, you were
But
going to
we
say.
we have
Bank of
2.
America.
We have Bank of America, and that's my employer, and they donated generous tickets to the concert Fish. I believe that's for
Nice.
November 3rd, and it's a 4-pack, and so the seating is pretty amazing. So we've got that, and then we also have
Heads Up, which is also right here nearby in the Boulevard Mall. They're donating a 4-pack to their trick art museum, which is pretty cool because there's tons of amazing trick art in there. And it's a great family thing to go to.
Wow.
And last but not least is Circus Adventure Dome.
Wow.
They're donating as well. So I
Wow.
think that
It's-
rounds
CCI.
out.
It's
CCI.
not.
Oh yeah,
go
with-
ahead.
and then
One
we
more,
have
sorry.
CCI. I think they're more of like a PR kind of Vegas company, but they donated a generous beauty basket.
Yes.
For
That's
our-
beautiful.
right.
And you
Well-
know what? Obviously, you guys have a following and some groups that are helping you out, which is great.
Yes.
You know, so not only are you guys doing the work and, you know, kind of putting the rubber to the road type of deal, but you have all these people that are supporting,
Yes.
which is like the gasoline to fuel in this thing.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, I will come. And I'm
Oh,
gonna
awesome.
buy some raffle tickets.
Yeah.
And obviously, I didn't hear anything from me, but it sounds like I might have some Christmas
Well, the-
gifts or
the-
like some, you know, I got a daughter,
The
so.
hockey stick.
Yeah.
The hockey
Yes.
stick
Oh, the hockey
is
stick,
right
I'll,
up
yeah.
there.
Yes.
You know, my luck, I get the lashes.
No, actually, the way we're having it set up is, what do you call that style where you can put
Trade,
your
white elephant type
No,
of deal?
no. So like if you buy the raffle tickets, then you choose which bucket it goes
Yes,
into.
Oh,
you wanna
I
put
see.
it-
I
So you
got
can
you.
throw all your tickets into
Oh,
the
I
hockey
got you.
stick.
Well, you
Yeah.
can add one more raffle prize. The owner of our studio, John Stiles, has graciously offered 1 hour of studio time here at
gosh, that's so
WWDBTV.com.
Oh my
Thank
gosh!
you
well,
so
thank you
much,
so
Jen.
much.
Thank
You
you.
can add that to the
Oh, that's
list
wonderful.
of your,
Thank you.
raffle items.
Which is great, especially for a lot of these smaller organizations, because they can
Yeah.
actually come in, advertise their product, you know, have, you know, people on that they work together like yourselves. You know, I just came across your page. I don't even honestly know how it happened. I saw
The world of social media.
I
right?
saw skating, and I'm like, skating. Bill and I are, you know, we followed UNLV hockey back when that's where they played. You know, when there would be 15, 20 people there, and it would be Bill and I just standing next to the glass, and we loved it because it was up close and personal, kind of a small place. They've now moved on to City National, so now they're bigger, and you know, now I don't even know if we can get tickets anymore.
Yeah.
We're like
They
the
charge us to get in, yeah.
has been supporters, but it's a great venue. They got the Brooksies, which is adjacent to it, you know, next to it, has a great pizza. I don't know if you guys have had the pizza over there,
Not yet.
but it is one of the best pizza places literally in town, and kind of a cool bar atmosphere. And they actually, you can watch games from the bar and actually look over it. But you guys will probably be on the opposite side,
We're on
because
the
that's
nor-
where
no, we're actually on the north.
you're on the
ring.
north side,
Yes.
so you are on
Yes.
that
That's
side.
something
Yes.
important
That's
to
beautiful,
remind
yeah.
people too. Yeah, that
Yes.
you can,
So we are on the north ring, so that
Nice.
will be dedicated to our event.
Nice.
So we'll be on the
You can
nice
get
side.
drinks and
Yeah, I think
refreshments.
I've never been on that side where it has like the restaurant or whatever, but they said that you can kind of hang out and
Yeah.
look at the skaters. So yeah, we'll be able
So
to
I don't know
enjoy
if
that.
I don't know if I recommend the drinking and skating.
No, no, no.
But
Big
that
disclaimer.
might that sounds like an injury waiting to happen.
For those that are not
Yeah.
But you know, it's a lot of fun, and you know, I grew up in Detroit, so I obviously skated when I was a kid, but I don't skate as much anymore. Last year I went, you know, took me a minute to get going, but once I got going, I was doing all right. And then Bill here actually was a hockey player back in the day.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Played
amazing.
junior hockey. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but way back in the day. 70s. I'll just leave it at that. Great time. Great time.
That's great. So you're originally from New York, and
Yes.
you're
From Florida.
from Florida. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys just both moved out here. How did you guys meet?
Online
On
through
social
YouTube,
media.
social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we met. I was doing videos, well, on my
I
personal
really got to
platform.
get into this.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
You are missing out. But that's how we met, on our personal platforms.
Okay.
And then
And I was a guest on 401.
and she was a guest actually when we did have it primarily as a YouTube channel.
Okay.
She did guest on there, and then I came to visit here because my in-laws live in Vegas, and I had a Vegas mommy meetup, and Stephanie came in from California to be
the
part
time.
of the event, and that's when we actually first met in person. And then it wasn't until I moved here that we had reconnected through a 411 Mamas event
Oh,
that we
wow.
hosted, and
That's great.
and then she was also doing events for the organization as well. The same thing this time last year.
Yep.
And then we connected even more, and then we kind of
joined forces.
joined forces to run 411 Mamas and to create our own events together.
Well, there's such a great mix to have
Yeah.
moms, like, you know, coming together. So do you guys have a teenage mom one? Because that's got to be like a
We have a-
intense group.
We have a mix.
Yeah, we have a good mix.
Oh, we
like,
do.
you know, we have moms that are new moms that have
Teenagers.
multiples, moms that even have
Triplets.
Oh, wow.
or twins, and
Yes.
you know, moms of kids in high school, middle school, elementary,
Sounds
every
like John Iso
yeah.
and his wife.
college, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, we have a good mix of
That's
moms.
great. So if somebody wanted to get involved in one of those groups, how could that happen?
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, we kind of have different ways for moms to be involved. So that's why initially, like I said, we started as doing influencer-based events, and now we've opened it up to the community. So we're telling other moms that do reach out to us on social media that, hey, if you want to attend some of our future events or charity events and things like that are open to all moms in Vegas, we'd love for you to follow us at 411 Mamas on all platforms of social media, and that's
Yes.
pretty much where we
Communicate.
post and communicate with other moms, and they're always free to email, DM us. Any questions. We do, even sometimes do movie screenings that we work with a local PR group where they open up movie screenings for us to open to moms and kids. So
That's great.
as long as they follow us, then that's where they'll get all the information.
That's great. So give us a shout out one more time, like where they could do that.
Oh, definitely. It's at 411 Mamas. That's 411 MOMMAS. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Awesome.
Do you have any upcoming events beyond the Skate Fork here?
Do we have? We do have like a little movie screening
Yeah,
coming
movie
up
screening in
we've,
October.
And we are planning another Halloween event. It's still kind of in the works, but it's in collaboration with Opportunity
Village.
Village
Yes.
and another local
okay.
mom group, which is called Las Vegas Cafe Moms. So they do a lot of like coffee type of meetups. So we're kind of joining forces, and I think that's important in the community to
Absolutely.
join forces with other groups, and kind of help spread the word for each other.
Yeah. Well, we don't partner with any sports shows. Let's get that clear right now.
Yeah, I mean, we
We do our own thing.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. Don't even listen to the disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, that's right.
It's our opinion. It's the one that counts.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think it's great, and to me, there's community is very important, and I grew up on the East Coast as well, and where like I knew all my neighbors, like we actually went and like hung out on the porch, and kind of hung out. Here it's a
Yeah.
little bit different. It's kind of like let's see who gets in the driveway the fastest and gets their garage door down the quickest.
Drive straight into the garage.
Yeah. So I live at the end of a cul-de-sac, and I make it my business to know everybody. So I
Yeah.
knock on the door, and I'm the guy that like knows everybody, and I kind of let them know that, hey, I'm here to look out for you. So the
Yes.
fact that you have an organization that kind of looks out for other moms is great. Obviously, a lot of these issues that people have, whether it's one thing or another, need support.
Yeah.
So I mean, how else do you reach out? I mean, who else do you reach out to sponsor or to work with?
Yeah, as far as nonprofit organizations.
Nonprofits, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so most recently, we did a back-to-school event
Yes, that was
in
amazing.
Henderson, in the My Gym, Henderson. They generously, provided the venue and activities for the kids, and we collaborated with CIS.
Communities and schools of Southern Nevada. So they're basically based in about, I think, 40
48
plus schools,
schools.
public schools around Las Vegas, and I think they're going into the Henderson district as well. But basically, we ran a back to school drive. So when you go back to school, people are in need of uniforms, backpacks, supplies, just things that we take for granted sometimes.
Yep.
There's a lot of kids in this community that have nothing.
Right.
They don't have food, they don't have clothing, they don't have a clean pair of shoes. So we really partnered up with communities and schools, and we just actually visited one of the locations that they're based in and really got a firsthand look at the need. And when you see these schools that are all dedicated to free lunches, so you can imagine it's really poverty level.
Yeah.
And so we use our platform to create awareness around those organizations, show people that you may not have money, but they could use your time. And
Yes.
everyone has a skill.
Everybody can
and
contribute something.
yeah, and even if depending on your schedule, you can kind of make your own time with your schedule, and they're pretty flexible. So that's
Yeah,
like our mission with 411 as well, is just to create that awareness that people
Yeah,
don't
with
have.
having that event, like we were able to get some donations. I mean, they did have their big Fill the Bus campaign.
Yes.
That was a big deal going around that they do yearly, right?
Yes, it's an annual
And
thing.
then we were able to have this tour opportunity, and we did take some of our mamas with us that were interested to tour the facility, to tour the school, and to hear really in depth about what they do for the community.
Right.
So that was something that was, I feel like with what we do, our big takeaway from it all is connecting people, right?
Yes.
To connect not just necessarily moms, connecting people, even the kids, you know, exposing them to be aware of what's going on around them, and also the moms as well. And it's very heartwarming. It's something so much bigger than ourselves, like for us to be able to take time out of our day after dropping our kids off at school,
Right.
and then a bunch of us moms going to this school to hear what communities and schools of Southern Nevada does for the community. It was very inspiring and very humbling and motivating, and we're hoping to do something with them in the near future, hopefully this coming November. So that's kind of something else that's in the works, and we're hoping to put some type of event together for moms in that specific school for the community.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize that just a little bit, it doesn't really, you know, people want to be that one that makes all the difference, but
Yeah.
it really is not just about that, just a little bit. And if you have a bunch of people just doing a
Yes.
little bit, like a huge impact can be made.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
sure.
Is it too late for anybody who's interested in being a sponsor or maybe adding
Oh,
additional?
no, absolutely
No.
not.
And
I
how
mean,
can they contact you?
they can contact us, if not through social media, at 411 Mamas. They can email us, 411mamas@gmail.com. If they're interested, we would love to help spread the word about their business and have them, you know, have a tie into this event.
Good,
That's great.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course for moms who are interested in joining your
Oh,
group,
of course.
same
Oh, yes, absolutely.
same contact
Yes.
and social media.
Yeah.
All the social media
Yeah.
at
Fantastic.
411 Mamas. Yeah, we'd love to meet
New
all the moms
Yeah.
in Vegas
Right.
if we
Yes.
could. Yes, absolutely.
Well, our next guest is a mom, and she's
Oh.
got a couple of kids.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
You want to send any shout outs to anyone out there?
I want to give a special shout out to Stephanie, actually, because, no, seriously,
Any
because
further than your immediate left?
because of her that we're having this event.
That's
so
great.
I'm like very honored to like be part of it.
You know,
so.
first of all, we really appreciate you coming in because we know that you know the next few days you're going to be pretty busy.
Yes.
And so thank you very much for taking the time to come in.
Thank you
thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
We're very
And
honored.
again, the next time that you have an upcoming event, we would certainly like to have you back.
Oh, of
on
course.
The show
Oh,
to talk
Anytime.
about
we
it.
would
Yeah,
appreciate
we
that.
You know,
appreciate that. Thank
you know, we certainly like to do all we can for nonprofit groups.
That's right.
And
Excellent.
we're definitely not one, I can assure you.
Yeah, we do not profit.
we just simply don't profit.
I didn't say we were a nonprofit. We just do not profit.
That's a good way.
Thank you for sharing that.
Put it out there.
No, I'm talking about in this. I mean, we do this for fun.
Hey, look, if you're a potential sponsor, you know, this
Yeah, please give us a call too. We'll make sure
it's
we
the
pass it on.
old-fashioned way. Just call.
So one of the questions that we always ask our guests, we are a sports show. So are you guys football fans or anything?
Well, I don't know too much about football, but I have to follow with my husband's, you know, Giants and
Okay.
yeah, New York
Giants.
Giants and anything representing Brooklyn because he's originally from Brooklyn.
Oh.
So,
So he's a
there's no
Yankees fan
football.
as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yankees, yes,
Big Yankees
Brooklyn
fan.
Nets,
Brooklyn.
all that.
You're not a Dodger fan? He's not that old.
No, he's
Okay.
not.
Not a Jets fan though.
No.
Okay, not to be mistaken.
I mean, we lived in New Jersey, but yeah, no. New
Okay,
York
so
all the
Stephanie-
way.
Where'd you
Oh,
live in
sorry,
New
go
Jersey?
Oh, in New Jersey, in Central Jersey, in Piscataway, kind of near Rutgers
I
University.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, you familiar with it?
Yeah, I worked in Manhattan for
Oh,
about
okay.
4 years. And we lived in Franklin Township.
Oh, okay, that's
Just
just
outside
outside.
of,
Yeah,
New
we're in
Brunswick.
Middlesex County. Yeah, I went to school in New,
New Brunswick
Yep.
train station. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, that-
absolutely.
Wow.
That's what a small world.
Wow, what a small one.
So Stephanie, you a football fan?
You know, not, I have to admit, not really.
Okay.
Because I lived in so many different places. I mean, I would hang out and follow, you know, just friends or just hang out at the bar, but nothing crazy.
Oh, okay.
So we do ask, and you can guess, or you can not answer if you choose not to. So basically, what we ask all our guests
Oh my
is
gosh.
the AF.
Sports trivia.
Come on.
The AF
Take it easy. You gotta relax.
Yeah, this is easy. This is easy. So the AFC team and the NFC team, the two teams, and then that we're gonna win, and then who is gonna win the Super Bowl? So the two representing teams in the Super Bowl. You have any idea?
No.
Two representing teams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So who do you think will play in
Oh,
the Super
who
Bowl?
will?
And then who
play
will
in
win?
Who did
the
last
Super
year?
Bowl?
Was it Saints?
It was
or
a-
Last year it
something?
was Philadelphia
Oh.
and New England.
Okay.
But his
Philadelphia won.
I know that's Patriots, right?
his son will be happy that you mistake that for the Saints though, because that is his teams and he
Oh,
loves
it
the
is?
Saints.
Okay.
They have no defense, but they could probably outscore everybody and get there.
It's
So, I mean, do you have any ideas? I mean, you can pull last year's teams if you like.
yeah.
So just pick, like, just make a wild guess.
Yeah,
I'll throw
wild
the-
guess.
I always hear the Patriots.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw the
Patriots, okay.
Patriots
Sure.
out there. Yeah.
And your Giants, your husband's
Oh,
Giants.
let's go with the Giants.
Okay, with the
Yeah.
Giants.
There
And
you
then-
go with the Giants.
And who's going to win it all?
I always hear Patriots.
I-
I don't know. I don't
Patriots?
know too much.
Okay.
But let's go with Patriots.
Is your husband like watch this show?
He's probably listening right now.
No,
I
I'm
sent
sure.
him the link. I'm like,
You
you
don't
better.
want to think
Maybe you
who's
should
gonna win
text
this?
me
Like,
right
maybe
now
the-
what
maybe
his
the
thoughts are.
Giants?
Let's see what
Yeah,
he said.
just
If he
put it
sent
out.
me anything. Nope, he
Yeah.
didn't.
Okay. Well, so you think that the Patriots are actually going to win this year?
I guess. Let's just go with that.
We'll take
We're
that.
fine
Yeah.
with that.
Well, again,
Wait,
ladies,
hold on. Will it help if we give you colors?
Ooh.
I'm just kidding, because a lot of people, a lot of girls will say, "I'll pick colors," and we go over there.
I'll go with the
it's not like
colors.
picking a jockey.
I'm kidding. All right, thank you, ladies, for coming in. Go ahead,
Really
Bill.
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank
And,
you, guys.
thank you so much, and whatever we can do to assist, again, I think it's certainly a worthy cause. 411 Mamas, and the event is Skate for a Cure, the Las Vegas Ice Center this Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. A very worthy cause, and just oodles and oodles of gifts that are going to be raffled off. And I'd like to thank, of course, John Stiles, doing the studio, for donating 1 hour of studio time as one of the raffle gifts. Ladies, again, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having us.
very
Appreciate
much.
it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to meet a very old friend that we haven't seen in ages, and talk to her. This is Bill Miller with
Jeff Belknap.
from Southern Nevada Sports News at WWDBTV.com. We'll be right back.
Is life so hectic that you just don't have time to get all those projects around the house completed? Well, worry no more. Tinker's Handyman Service is here and ready to help you. Tinker's is a company you can depend on to be honest and reliable. What sets us apart from other companies? It's simple. We care. Our reliable staff will help you with drywall repair, painting, popcorn ceiling removal, laminate and engineered wood flooring, also accent walls, crown molding, baseboard installs, cabinet and door repair, minor electrical and plumbing repairs, and more. Visit Yelp to see rave reviews from our satisfied customers. Call or text us today at 702-445-4812 for a fair and honest free estimate. Let Tinker's Handyman Service give you the free time you deserve. That number again is 702-445-4812. We're waiting for your call.
The golf store you've been waiting for is now open. Bob Allen Golf is ready to help you take your game to the next level. Bob Allen Golf is located at 6415 South Fort Apache, Las Vegas 89148. Choose your favorite clubs from our selection of Bridgestone, Callaway, Cleveland, XXIO, Srixon, Ping, Wilson, and more. We'll custom fit them in our state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulator. Come hang out with us and practice on our putting green to find out which club is perfect for you. Have your clubs repaired, reshafted, and regripped in our on-site tour shop. And talk about accessories. Guys and gals will feel comfortable and look sharp in the many sizes, colors, and options of apparel from Greg Norman, Black Clover, Under Armour, and more. The team at Bob Allen Golf takes your game as seriously as you do. Join our online family at BobAllenGolf.com and stop in the store to meet us. Remember, at Bob Allen Golf, your game is in the bag.
And we are back for round two, the knockout round. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from WWDBTV.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And as you can see, we have two brand new guests in the studio, and one is a longtime friend of Jeff
Yes.
and I. Mary, how you doing? It's really good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. And also with Manny.
Yes.
And the two of them are both with one payment. And thank you very much for both of you coming in. For one thing, it's been a long time. Yeah, and it's great to see you. We were, if you just joined us, we were talking with the 411 Mamas, and they've got a very good event coming up. So we're going to actually switch gears here. And one payment, if I'm not mistaken, is a credit card processing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So who would like to go first and talk to us a little bit about one payment?
Well, what I like about it is it's credit card processing. There's no contracts, which is huge for anybody that has a business and they don't like to have the contracts.
Right.
We cut the banks out of it. The banks, most people that have businesses go through their banks and they're very secure. They're like, well, my bank is going to give me the lowest rate because I've been with them for so long. But they don't even do their own processing. They go through who we are, First Data. And so we're able to cut out all those fees, save people money,
Right.
and keep them happy. Something that I love is Manny has been doing this much longer than I have. He has roughly 45 clients over the past 4 years. None of them have ever left him for a lower rate. The
Wow.
only clients that he's ever lost were to the businesses closing.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So that to me is huge, and that's why I'm jumping on board and going to be doing the same thing. And it's a lot of word of mouth. People don't like to talk about their money. They don't like to talk.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
don't
of
like
course.
to go through the
That's the
headache
hardest
of
sale.
changing over. But once they see how much they can save, it's really worth it. My dentist, I got to him a little bit 3 months too late. He saved over 50% in his processing, which is very common when you cut the banks out of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I appreciate you having us on the show. This
Of
is
course.
great.
No, thank you for coming on.
We
We
love
appreciate it.
Little sports, little business. I love it. I'm a
That's
big
how we do
sports
it.
guy, so I love it. But as she said, I got into this business simply because my family owns businesses, and you look at the bottom line as business owners, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
when you get into small businesses, every dollar counts, and you come up against crashes that happened, and obviously Vegas impacted strong with that in 2000s. 6, 7, 8, and wherever you can save on that bottom line. And so when I had the opportunity to learn the business and start to get out there, it's tough. It's tough. You're knocking on doors, and you're one of 400 people before you, and then 300 people after you saying, "Hey, I can save you money. I can save you money." And I did it based on relationships and rapport, and being a good business person. So a lot of my clients that I have, local clients, have been with me for quite a while. And from there, it's just word of mouth and,
Nice.
and really enjoying it. And, people look at their statement and they get overwhelmed. And it's a lot of numbers, a lot of crazy things on there.
Oh, yeah.
So I try to educate and simplify, it's about getting the bottom line down, but getting them an understanding of what they're doing, what they're paying for, and what those rates mean, and what everything is. And so I think educating people is important, for them, for their business. They've got a lot of things going on, business owners, small business owners wear a lot of hats. And so if you can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you could be
The
there.
marketing, human resources,
Oh my God,
delivery.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
ARAP.
So it's nice to be there, and to be. I consider myself part of their company. I sort of, I feel like, hey, I'm here helping you, move to a second location, or keep this location going, and
Well, this is a very personal aspect of business owners, and so you have to develop and foster that relationship,
Right.
and so to make that change, requires a leap of faith, and and I both of us have been as small business owners, we know that just making that change. Who's a really good candidate for one payment?
The great thing is we are an ISO of First Data. So what that means is we are an independent sales organization of First Data. First Data is one of the largest processing companies in the United States. So it's a big guy, that we are representing. So when it comes to small businesses, when it comes to larger businesses, it's anybody that is accepting credit cards. Right now, the shift came not too many years ago with the EMV, with the chip cards.
Yep.
And so you want to protect yourself. The most important thing is making sure your money's safe,
Yeah.
secure. You can sleep at night as a business owner knowing that, you're not going to wake up and there was this happened and that happened. And, with that shift, it put all of the burden onto, the merchant, onto the business owner. And so what we're able to do is assess that business, whatever it may be, large, small, medium, e-commerce. We're able to go in, assess it, and see what is good for them. What's the solution that's going to work, that's going to make their business streamline, get their payments, get their money into the bank, and make sure it's safe.
Nice.
Yeah. Is there, do you find a reluctance is typically is like, how long is this going to take? And is it going to be painless?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, just because you're dealing with people's money.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's difficult anytime, anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, you're dealing with their money, and it's, okay, so I'm going to give you my statements, and well, I want to know what's my rate. You say you're going to beat the rate. So interchange is what credit card companies charge, and there's nobody that can get around that. And that's what the credit card companies charge. So where the change comes in is, how are you going to set them up? Are you going to set them up depending on what cards they take? So there's a lot of things that we need to assess by looking at the statement
Right.
to see where to place them. But then our fees are slivers of pennies, where some people may want to take off a whole arm and charge people more, and others, everybody has to make money, but at the same time, we want to see that company succeed. So us as one payment, our guideline from day one has been very minimal for each person. We have multiple clients. That's how we make our money, but service
Yeah.
is key.
Customer service we're known for customer service. And if you go through your bank and you try to get somebody on the phone to try to help you with something, it's like pulling teeth. If you need somebody from the bank, period, it's like pulling teeth, let alone if you need help, your system goes down, or they give you, they redirect you to this. Well, our customer service is much better, especially being local. We can do nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
So just because we're local, we could still do nationwide, anywhere. Think except Omaha, Nebraska.
Mutual Omaha.
But
To get that locked
especially
down.
for our local people, something happens during, normal business-ish hours, 7 in the morning till 10 at night. If everything goes down and they don't know what to do and they're frustrated with being on the phone, they have us. We get to go over and reset the box. It could be something simple as, well, you forgot to charge your handheld, or we go in, drive across town, we're out of paper and we don't we forgot to order it. Drive across town, give them some paper, and it sounds silly, but customer service is everything. It's just like you were talking about on the other show, being neighborly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being there for people is the key to life.
Yeah.
In business, as a neighbor, and whatever.
Well, pretty soon we'll have robots to do that for us. So
Yes,
we don't have to
we
worry
will.
about
It won't be the same.
it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to sell me.
Okay.
Because maybe we can do that and we can have a little bit of fun with this. Okay. So I have and I'm going to be hypothetical in some states, and then I'm going to be realistic in some states. But I have a delivery business, and the reason why I use my processor is for 2 reasons. One, it's very simple, and the second reason is because I get my money the next day. So I mean, those are 2 huge things. So obviously, for a small business, it's not always about. I mean, I've used the company that actually does my system, like that I do my accounting with, and they take 3 days. And then if I run it past a 5 o'clock on Thursday, I might not get it until 7 weeks from now, because of
Right.
the holidays. I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, the reason why I use the current company I have is I do it before 5, boom, I get the next day.
Right.
Or the next business day. I mean, how does your processing work in that aspect?
It's the same cutoff.
Okay.
5 o'clock is a cutoff for next day funding. There's handheld devices that are chip compliant, so you can swipe or dip to make it with a delivery service, very easy, for them to either connect it right to your iPhone or Android. There's other solutions where there's an actual one that prints a receipt right on it, and it's the same kind of setup as an iPhone, but everything is done right on it.
Nice.
We actually, First Data owns Clover.
Okay.
So the Clover
Right.
systems, which are a pretty, robust system for small businesses. I've got them in restaurants, and
So when
they're pretty.
Yeah, so when you say Clover, I mean, some people might not know what that is. So
Yeah.
That's literally like a small kiosk. It's about the size of an iPad. Is it an iPad or is it?
It's
the
not.
size-
It's not. It's just about the size of an iPad
it
on the
is. It's pretty
station.
close, yeah.
Right.
It's
It's
pretty
on the station.
pretty close.
So
Yeah.
Nice looking.
so a company can actually load their products into this system,
Correct.
and they can have, like, whether it's a restaurant, it could have a hamburger, cheeseburger, fries, whatever it is, or if it's a dry cleaner, it could have 4 shirts, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then they just spin it around. The person pays right on the machine,
Right
swipes
there.
their card, and gets paid. So I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about rates. I don't know if we want to talk about rates, but I think that everybody needs a system like this. You know,
Right.
I'm from the dry cleaning business where it's like old school.
Yeah.
You know, everyone writes it by hand. And
Ticket.
You know, and that's the reason why a lot of people get in it. And some really shady people get in the dry cleaning business because it is a cash business. You know,
Sure.
so people
Right.
like that part of the business.
Right.
But what I'm seeing is that it's changing now. You know, I go into a lot of places now and I see that you know they now have these machines. So I mean, what sets you apart from the average company, basically that is out there selling, I guess?
Right. So, you know, being Clover, you know, I mean, obviously you can get Clover at a lot of places. We do offer Clover. Where I think it comes in is, like I said, interchange is interchange. That's what the credit card companies are going to pass through when you use a card. Thousands of cards with different rates attached to them. So we just basically take that and it flows right over to the merchant. And what we charge on our end as one payment reps is essentially 10 basis points and 10 cents a transaction. That's where we start.
That's good.
And that's pretty cheap.
That's really
right.
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
because again, we look at it as we're trying to build a relationship with the person we're doing business with. We look at it as a long-standing relationship, and we want their business to grow. And as it grows, you know, we grow with them.
Right.
You know, giving them the tools that they need. The Clover. You mentioned turn it around and they can just, you know, with their fingers sign it, and
Yeah.
if they want to leave a tip, well, there's also for restaurants, there's a pay at the table. So they have the wireless machines so that, you know, for the merchant, they can actually accept the chip at the table, because when they accept a debit cards are the least that they're going to have to pay on,
Right.
as opposed to credit cards, because debit is essentially cash.
That's right.
You know, so we want to make sure we have those solutions and let them know what options they have, and then from there they get to choose. But again, I have some restaurants that have that pay at the table, and it's
So-
made a tremendous difference in just being quick.
In
You
a
know?
sense, it's coaching. I mean, you're coaching them as well. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what you want to take. This is what you want to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually tell them, like, this is going to be the least for you. Sell this product in a sense.
Right.
But and so I'm looking at your site. You obviously your site is one
OnePaymentUS.com.
payment US, and it says e-commerce. It says virtual. So you could set up your site with your product if you had an e-commerce site,
Mm-hmm.
and people would be using this and not even realizing that they're being processed through this particular.
Right.
It's kind of like PayPal, except for way, way, way cheaper than PayPal.
Yes.
We all know that PayPal is like
Yes.
the right arm you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
definitely get you. Yeah.
That might even be a shoulder blade in
And
there
if
as
you,
well.
if you lose your password for PayPal, don't ever think you're getting it back,
Oh,
because
wow.
especially if your phone number has changed, because they won't let you if you go with that address, that email address, and a different number. There's no coming back from it.
So that's
Wow.
that.
I know that because it was 3 days of torture.
So this is from experience.
Yes.
Yeah. I have one client that pays me on PayPal, and I like secretly like bump his prices up a little bit, you know, just to pay for the PayPal.
to cover for
Yeah.
yeah.
Because when I see the fee, I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, I mean, that's just like craziness, you know?
Well, it's no different than if you go buy gas. It says, you know, a 309 in teeny tiny letters. It says cash price. So you go and pay at the pump with your card. You're like, well, what happened to 309? It's 319.
Yeah.
They bump it up 10 cents a gallon.
Yeah. I know the stations that do that, so I buy a lot of gas, so I'm onto those folks.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I know where to find cheap gas.
That's right.
Just my nature. Is it is part of the difficulty sometimes? Is that really explaining to your potential clients what they're actually paying? Because I think sometimes they look at the minutia of the amount, and it's just one less thing I got to worry about, and it's just like, well, doesn't really add up.
Part of business.
I think part of the pain, we've been dealing with this wonderful lady that she went over to her bank, and the bank said, well, we don't charge interchange. Where's they didn't quote you interchange. We don't charge interchange. And so she's like, this is very misleading, because her bank is telling her something that was truly misleading, because they do charge interchange. They just wrap it all up. They bump it up and put it into one price.
It's a bundle.
They don't break it down. Our statements break down every single card, whether it's debit or credit, what you've paid, what's been in everything. So
Are you implying that banks do shady business?
Get out.
What?
no, I'm actually telling boldly, banks
Yes,
are
they
shady.
do. That's why when blockchain really takes off and does everything it's going to do, it's ultimately going to put banks out of business, because it's accountability is what blockchain is. And banks are fighting that, because when it really comes down to it, we know that there's a lot of fraudulent stuff that happens in banks. So.
Yes.
All those little fees, all
Yeah,
those little.
it's going to be bad news.
Well, this for starters, I think that you're doing a great job in just maybe educating small business people.
That's
who are
right.
So wrapped up in their product delivery, and getting, just keeping the business together and keeping their customers, as opposed sometimes to
Right.
watching the bottom line. And you're right. Most small business owners are wearing a lot of hats, and sometimes it's the AR hat that that you pay the least amount of attention to.
Right.
Well, I can tell you that the first thing when I set up my last business account, the first thing they asked me was the credit card processing. So I just, I know exactly what to say. Hey, can I get my money tomorrow? They say no. Okay, well, hey, have a good day. Click. Because because I'm not going to even deal with that. So the fact
Right.
that you guys have that is great.
Yeah.
So how can folks get a hold of you?
So they can. We have email. We have. Bill, I have to say this on record. I don't have social media.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Me personally.
I have social media. Well, my email is mtarver at onepaymentus.com.
Okay.
So they can email me personally, and then I can, I would like maybe business credit card statements. That's the key in getting started with anybody, is if they are an existing business, to have like 2 months of statements, so that we can go over and show them exactly where they're going to have
Sure.
savings.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
And then new businesses, it's a little bit more detailed, but
Yeah.
just email me, and
That's good.
yeah.
And it's always good. One thing I always say when going in, whether they want to give me statements, and it's always good for small businesses, any business, to do a vendor check, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Yes.
I'm always concerned about where my money's coming from, and I've been around long enough to know the usual questions about, I'm going to need you to resend that bill. And hang on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but no, it's important that folks, you've got to watch the bottom line. as opposed to
Absolutely.
something.
I mean, the one thing that I never worry about the money is when you're at the airport and they say that they give you a shot for $1. Then I'm always on that, So you get the beer and then the shot for the $1. But other than that, I mean, I'm paying attention to what's going on. I mean, that's $1
Yes.
I'm going to spend every single time. But other than that, so I really appreciate you guys coming on. So you guys heard the secret question
Heard the secret
from
question.
the last show, or from the last guest. So NFC team, AFC team, are you a football fan?
I'm a Chicago Bear fan.
That's good.
Yes,
they're actually
big,
a
big.
decent team this year.
I
like them
I
this
will
year.
be watching the Bears take on Patriots the 21st. They're
Nice.
being at Soldier Field.
Beautiful. You're going to the game?
I'm going to the game. My
Oh,
niece,
man.
my niece is a Patriots fan. My brother and I
That's great.
are Chicago fans, so it'll be good.
Well, my Lions took them down last Sunday. So. And I was waiting. Mary
That's right,
sent
that's
me a
right.
message, and
That's
I said,
right.
Mary, I don't get excited until it goes all zero.
That's right. That's right.
I'm a Lions
Zero's
fan
on
here.
the clock. Yeah, he's been burned too many times by
That's
that guy
right.
up there in Green Bay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got 0 on the clock and then got another play to beat us and beat
Yeah,
us. So.
I'm sorry about that.
And I do have a New
they
Orleans story
playing?
real quick, though.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
took my brother. We would go to a Bears game every year, so we went to New Orleans to watch New Orleans play the Bears, and had a little bit of a headache for that day at the game. I was out Bourbon Street. I can't remember where it was. Anyhow, first play from scrimmage, Drew Brees, 70-yard touchdown pass.
Oh, nice.
put the hat down, glasses on, and just said, "Okay, it's going to be a long day," and it was.
That was a long day. That's bad.
Bills probably still scored points.
I think they did. I think they may have gotten a field goal that game, maybe a touchdown.
A field goal. Wow, I was surprised because the Saints are usually
Yeah, they got a
they don't have
Olay
a
defense.
coordinator.
Yeah, this was just a few years back now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So NFC team, would it be fair to say it's the Bears? Do you
I
think
would-
they're gonna
I would
go
be
for
fair
it?
to say.
Okay, what about AFC?
should I say the Patriots? Oh no, I'll go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. There you
I
go.
was gonna say.
Yes.
Okay.
She's like, you better say Pittsburgh.
That's right. And
Well,
then
See, I'm
Mary.
supposed to say the same thing, but I'm going to go with Steelers Vikings.
Okay.
Just
Vikings.
because colors, I'm from there,
There you go.
like you said in the other
Yeah.
show of it.
And who's gonna win it all?
Well, I'm thinking that the Steelers. I really want Ben to get that ring. He was very disappointed last year. He, at one point last year in the middle of the year, he said, "I don't know if I have it in me anymore." And then, of course, he
took it off.
he did
did
pretty
really
good. And when I watched them the other night, Monday Night Football, they did so good as a team. I'm disappointed in Le'Veon Bell for it shouldn't be about the money. When you have that much money, it shouldn't be about the money. It should be about the team. It's a team sport, and that team has really, really they've always been a close-knit team, but they really have.
And organization.
Yes, they've really, they
Three.
showed up.
3 coaches
Yes.
in 30 years? 30,
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. Who's going to win it all? The Bears.
The Bears.
Hey, there's a show host that a couple years ago we didn't bet it this year, but we normally bet the Detroit and Lions and Bears series, and then whoever wins gets to host their show. So I was able to host this show, for the last couple of years. But this year we didn't make the bet. I think it was afraid. But actually, it would have been a worse bet for me this year because I really do think Chicago's much improved team.
Very.
And it really all comes down to how their quarterback plays. But I do want to give my prediction, one of my predictions for this week. I actually picked the Bills last week, and everyone thought I was crazy. Not to win the game, but I said they're definitely going to cover the spread without a doubt. And this week, I'm going to say that Minnesota is going to cover the spread and possibly even win tomorrow night. Because you know why? Because it doesn't make any sense. And when people bet on the NFL, I've been doing this for years. I'm telling you right now, a team is a 16-point favorite, loses the game. Everyone watches that. Everyone knows about it. They immediately will go and bet the Rams to win big, and somehow Vegas always comes out the winner. So take your money to the bank tomorrow night. Go ahead and take Minnesota plus the points.
Nice.
Easy money.
Okay.
I have one prediction.
Okay.
Because this year has been so crazy for missed field goal.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's been crazy.
Especially Minnesota's
I
kicker.
predict. What about Boswell for the
Yeah.
Steelers? Oh my God! They just gave him a huge contract, and he's like, miss. I think that the Super Bowl will be lost by a missed field goal this year.
Wow.
Never leave a game to a kicker. Go for it.
Yeah.
I don't care where it is on the field.
That come-
Go
Well,
for
our
it.
first
That's
game.
Leon Williams for you right
Our
there. He'll
first
tell
game
you.
was in overtime. It was a tied game because he
Yeah.
missed.
And the Browns.
To the Browns.
I
the
know.
Browns.
That's right. We'll let you slide on that.
Mary, Manny, thank you both
Thank
for
you,
coming
guys.
in.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you for
discussing
having
one
us.
Payment. We really appreciate it. And folks, we are out of time. Join us next Wednesday. Yours truly will not be here. I have a prior engagement. But of course, Jeff Belknap will be here. And John opening up the doors once again, as always. Thanks once again for coming in to Southern Nevada Sports News at WWDBTV.com. Have a great week.
God bless.